It's good to be here, though. Truly, before this, we were in Jacksonville, and yeah. Let me just say, it's good to finally be in Florida. You know, like we just give that place to fucking Georgia at this point. What the fuck? Oh my god. But it is good. Look, I'm originally from Florida. And don't mean to brag, the greatest city in Florida, Port St. Lucie. Oh, you guys have heard of us before, have you? Oh, I'm sorry, Broward. Are you jealous of our bowling alleys? Yeah, sorry, someday you'll have swagger like us. I think it's, yeah, I don't know if there's like any important people that have ever came out of Port St. Lucie.
Sebastian!
Oh, we're just naming areas in the Treasure Coast now? That's how bad Port St. Lucie is. And it's like, move the dialogue to another place. Yeah, Jensen Beach, of course. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do this. There might be some like transplants or whatever here. Make some noise if you're originally from like the South. Oh, calm down. Not trying to rise again, but I appreciate that passion right there. I understand the mixed reactions here, though, because I imagine a lot of us are Floridians. As a Floridian, it's hard to say, like, we're not really Southern, you know? Like, we didn't do the traditional Southern things growing up. Like I've never skinned a deer. But I have cut coke, and that's the part the rest of the country likes, you know? It's just weird touring as a Floridian, you know? I go to all these places, they don't like Florida, you know? I live in New York. A lot of New Yorkers, they'll be like, they think like Florida's the worst state.
It is.
Shut the fuck up. To say that Florida is the worst state is to pretend that Kansas doesn't exist. You motherfucker, Kansas is so bad, Kansas City is in Missouri. Have you seen The Wizard of Oz? I'm sure you have. We can all agree the best part of that movie is when a tornado hits Kansas and Dorothy gets to leave that boring hellhole. And unfortunately, I did too much research for this bit. Here's a fun fact about that movie. That whole film was shot in Technicolor. That's just what Kansas looks like. It's a fucking sepia tone nightmare. What do you not like about Florida?
Conservatives.
Oh, okay, well, that's like most of the country right now, brother. What the fuck? Yeah, I know, I understand. Well, I get that. The PR for Florida fucking sucks. I feel like I left Florida, I moved to Georgia, and like things got weird here. Jesus Christ. The vaccine mandate. What are you guys fucking doing? And look, I was born in 1995 here, so I'm a vaccinated Floridian. And I can confirm as a vaccinated Floridian that vaccines do prevent a lot of diseases. However, in my experience, you're still gonna get chlamydia. I don't mean to speak for the room like that, okay? Obviously, I don't need to tell you guys, but clearly I'm a Christian comedian. And just hear me out, okay? I like to tell people that I was raised Florida Christian. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with Florida Christian. It's where Jesus can't take the wheel until he blows into it. Okay, that wasn't ever. We're not trying more. Florida Christian is just like normal Christianity, but your pastor is on parole. Okay, you got that connected more dots. Beautiful. Yeah, we probably went to the same church. I don't know. Here's the thing. I think there's places in this world that'll like make you believe in something, right? Like if you saw the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, yeah, you'd be like, there must be a God. Florida is like the other side of that coin, right? Like you'll come to Florida and you'll see a man throw an alligator into a Wendy's drive-thru window, and you'll be like, wow, I'm clearly in hell. But I don't know much about the Bible, I really don't. I don't know much about the Bible because my dad, he only talks about it when he's drinking. And like, this man gets so drunk, one time he forgot the Tower of Babel and instead called it Old Testament 9/11. Like, God might forgive that, but he'll never forget. So yeah, my parents, they were church-going people. You know, I really only went to church with my babysitter Blanche. And God, what a hush over the room on that one. Look, I understand that name comes with like some preconceived notions, but she was a rare Blanche, okay? Like obviously she was 70, but she was also Jamaican. Yeah, fuck you guys, it was too early, didn't you, okay? And look, I grew up with a single mom, so I spent so much time with Blanche, I actually started to speak patois. Yeah, I was this little white kid speaking Jamaican. And let me tell you, I was like every Republican sleep paralysis demon. I was the one who knocks for Ted Cruz. But because of Blanche, we mostly went to Caribbean church, which Caribbean church is great. It's lively, it's energetic, there's music, there's dancing. Like, have you been to Caribbean church? Okay, a little racist, that's fine. And look, here's the thing. I had a friend take me to white church, which, by the way, white church is just like Caribbean church if the wafers were unseasoned, okay? The problem is, I went to white church, my friend brought me there, and the first week that I was in white church, I made a complete ass out of myself. Because I told them that their Jesus is not what Jesus looks like. Yeah, you feel that fucking immediate tension? Apply that to me at 12 years old. And like, they were nice, they were like, show us your Jesus, and I did, and then they went, that's not Jesus. And like, I was young, but I knew it was fucked up, and so I shot back, and I was like, oh, because he doesn't look like you guys? And then the pastor went, no, Ty, because that's Bob Marley. And it was. So very W for the Presbyterians that day. It's good to be here. I've never, it's shocking. I've never done comedy in Fort Lauderdale or in South Florida in general. This is my first time ever doing it. It's crazy. Thank you. It's good to be back home, doing something I love. And because I started in Atlanta, Georgia, so I've toured a lot of the South, I've toured a lot of America. I've toured a lot of the world. Like, I've done stand-up comedy in Barcelona. Yeah, which is a long way to say that I have credit card debt. And it's not even a flex to say that I did comedy in Barcelona because I did a group of shows there. And there was one in particular where I bombed so fucking bad. Like, I mean nuclear level bomb. Like, I was bombing so bad, it's like, you know what, fuck you guys, you don't even speak English. And then one guy in the back just went, no, we do. And look, this is gonna be very inside baseball, but like as comedians, a lot of times we do crowd work. Do you guys know what crowd work is? Okay, that wasn't very convincing for how big this term is, so I'll give you an example. Like what do you do for work? Fuck you. Did you see that? It's very subtle. Only the greats do it. That's why it's me and Matt Rife. And Matt doesn't deserve that strike. So that's what I did. But instead, I asked the guy where he's from. And then he said, Latvia. He might as well just made a noise. Like, I don't know where the fuck that is. I don't think anyone knows where the fuck that is. So now I'm like really bombing. I've lost like all leverage with the crowd. I just did like a fun, easy thing to get them back on my side. So I asked the guy next to him, like, where are you from? And then he said Ukraine. And I was like, fuck! I'm not smart enough to do geopolitics. And it's not my fault. I got all of my education in this fucking state. I mean, saying you got all your education in Florida is like saying you're going to be a police officer to save people. Like, you can, but it's not what they're known for. Yeah, so the show was brutal. It was a knife fight. It sucked. And after the show, there's this bar connected to the venue. I just wanted to go to the bar, drink all my troubles. But at the bar, there was this German woman waiting to give me unsolicited advice. And she goes, just so you know, every time a tourist goes at Barcelona, instead of Barcelona, they're committing cultural genocide. And I was like, wow, if only the Germans were just known for 6 million mispronunciations. Also, why am I gonna listen to this random fucking German woman? Like, clearly her friends don't like her because she's in Spain and not with them in Argentina. Oh, a couple big history fans. Yeah. I felt some pullback on that. I'm sorry, was the 1940s too soon for some of you? Let me know now so I can skip the Dust Bowl material. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Let me be clear about something. I know I'm not for everyone, okay? And look, I think we all mostly grew up in South Florida. I think we can commonly say, when you grow up in South Florida, you know a thing or two, and that's about it. I went to a D school, like Port St. Lucie. Here's the thing about Port St. Lucie. You're not gonna find the cure for cancer in Port St. Lucie, but you're gonna find a lot of the causes for it. And you just don't know any better when you grow up in South Florida. I feel like you're just so like it's like a weird fucking bubble. Like I remember when I was a teenager, I used to smoke as a teenager, and that is my demo right there. If you need it. Absolutely, please join my email list right now. Yeah, I did. You smoke cigarettes as well?
Not cigarettes.
Oh, weed, yeah. I mean, I did that too, but I did the grocery thing, which was cigarettes. And the more, weed's cool. I was smoking cigarettes like I thought I looked cool and dangerous, but what I actually looked like at 15 was a really stressed out lesbian. And I wasn't a smart kid, I knew that because I would take my mom's cigarettes. And of course she caught me. And let me tell you, when she did, she yelled at me so much, we both needed a smoke break. And look, you guys already heard this, but like my parents, they weren't together. And I don't know if you come from that background, but when your parents weren't together, they're not mad for the same reasons. Like my mom, she was mad that I was stealing her cigarettes. But my dad was mad about the smoking. Because I was smoking Virginia Slims. Fuck you guys, okay? Yeah, he didn't like his only son smoking like lady cigarettes. And like, that's a fair point, but here we are in 2025, and my dad now has a vape called Mango Berry Yum Yum.